When you first launch PPC, it's important to use all the different campaign types available to you if you're not yet brand registered. So that would be your auto campaign, your keyword-based campaigns, and your ASIN-based campaigns. These are all under the category of sponsored products. And today I'm just going to go over what an auto campaign is and how you can manually optimize them. Here inside Amazon, I've already done a search for vertical swivel bike rack. Now, that's a pretty long tail search that maybe you wouldn't think of putting these words together for your product, even though it has all of these, benefits and abilities in it. So the beauty of an auto campaign is that Amazon itself will look within your product detail page and pull out keywords that it thinks are related to certain types of searches, and then it will show you or show the shopper your ad based on what they put in. So when you look at Amazon, you can't really tell this could be an auto campaign placement. It could be a keyword placement for this particular search that's here. You don't really know from the shopper's perspective, but from your perspective, just know that the beauty of the auto campaign is that Amazon does the work of connecting these sometimes long tail searches to your product. Now, the ads that are here, again, are all sponsored product campaigns, and that's what these are related to, all these ones that say sponsored right here. So this is all keyword based. So Amazon could be linking these search results based on this particular keywords that we've typed in. Now, the other way that Amazon connects your campaign to an auto campaign, or the auto campaign connects to your product, is through ASINs. So as you know, or you should know, whenever you are on a product detail page, you also see a bunch of other products here. You've got two different views of multiple carousels of different products that are similar to this product. And actually this carousel is basically Explore More from Study Rack. So this is showing all the different products from this particular brand. But based on your recent views, anything that has multiple pages right here, this is all the product targeting aspect. And that's basically the ASINs. ASINs are being used to target these particular pages. So all of the ads that are appearing on this first page and second page, if it was loading, all of these particular sellers are bidding upon this product either manually, so they're using an ASIN-based campaign as I described before, or they're using an auto campaign. And again, Amazon just knows, hey, this particular product is similar to your product, and I'm going to show you, on this product detail page in this particular carousel. So that's why using an auto campaign is important, because it finds not only search terms that shoppers might be using to find your products, but also it finds different ASINs to use as well. So the next thing I want to show you is simply, how do we optimize auto campaign? So in this account, I went ahead and just looked for auto campaigns because of the naming convention. Only auto campaigns appear. If you want to double check, you could always look at the type and it says sponsored products, automatic targeting. And I only want to see the enabled campaigns, of course. So if I'm looking at the lifetime view, which sometimes I like to do, or year to date or different months, you can quickly see if you sort by ACOS, which has the worst ACOS. This one isn't surprising because this is the newest campaign that's here, November 2022. So this one has higher than average ACOS, as you can see, compared to these other ones. And again, because that is new. So once you've identified your auto campaign, basically all you want to do is click into it and see if you can uncover any search terms that might be wasted in this particular campaign. So you do that by clicking on the ad group as well. And then you'll see over here, you have availability to look at different search terms. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the search terms tab. And you can see I already said I filtered this ad by orders less than 1, but I can go ahead and do that again. So this is what you'll see typically. It doesn't really seem to be any rhyme or reason to the order. Maybe it's the last one that has spent. But of course, I like to see, by spend, what has spent the most. And then you can also adjust this to the last 65 days, which is also apparently the new limitation for search term reports, which I'll also talk about. So last 65 days, these are the highest spend ones, but I don't want to see anything with sales because those are typically going to have a lower ACOS. So that's why I wanted to add that filter of basically saying only search terms that have had no sales, which is less than 1. So unfortunately, Amazon doesn't allow you an easy way to turn these into negatives. They do have this ability in your keyword-based campaigns when you're looking at search terms from broad match or phrase match keywords, which I'll explain in a different video. But for whatever reason, they haven't added this feature into the auto campaigns where it is actually needed the most. So once you've found your auto campaign, you can drill down into these search terms and then do an export of the data. Now, before I do that though, I want to show you the other thing that you can look at is your targeting, just to see which targeting method is maybe not working best. So each one of these is basically categories of the way that Amazon, as I said before, it's either going to link your product to the shopper based on the keywords that they type in or the ASINs that they're looking at, the detail pages they're looking at. So each one of these are kind of self-explanatory. You can launch 4 different campaigns if you wanted to using all 4 of these match types. But I find it's pretty easy to figure out which are going to be the top performers pretty quickly. As you can see, the compliments one here has already been paused. And again, that's looking at the last 65 days. I want to just change this back to lifetime again to see if I can get different results. If you want to know which each of these are, you can just hover over them. Compliments is basically just saying we're going to show your ad to shoppers who view the detail pages of products that complement your product. Substitutes is we'll show your ad to shoppers who view the detail pages of products similar to yours. So again, this is on the detail page or the actual Amazon listing. Close match will show your ad to shoppers who use search terms, again, on the first search, the results page, closely related to your products. And this one typically outperforms the best out of all of these, obviously for the reason that is the closest match. And loose match also typically does not perform very well. We'll show your ad to shoppers who use search terms loosely related to your products. So these bottom 2 are associated with the search results page, and these top 2 are related to ads appearing on the product detail page, as I showed you. The reason why I wanted to share that is because I did, notice when I was looking at these search terms, and using the sort that I did, I went ahead and did an export because that's really the only way you can do anything with the data. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at that. I like to work in Google Sheets, so I went ahead and transferred this over into one. And right away, after sorting it by spend, because it doesn't include that sort when you do the export, you can pretty quickly see that substitutes of the highest spending search terms that have not converted in the past 65 days, they're all in the substitutes category. So that might mean that you might want to look at deactivating that particular target, but in this case, we don't, because the substitutes target actually had the most amount of sales. So that's why you're going to want to drill down and making sure that you're staying on top of these search terms and making them negative where necessary. So you can also see that some of these are already negative. They've been already made a negative product target, or they've been made a negative keyword. So just to give you a quick example of how you can use this data, I'm just going to copy these ones right here. And then we're going to go back over to Seller Central, and we're going to go on the negative targeting. And here you can add either negative keywords or you can add negative products. So what I just copied and pasted were actually ASINs. So you're just going to want to go ahead and add what you found here. One negative product failed. Maybe it was already added. So this is how, of course, you can go through your negative keywords as well and add those that you found. In this particular account, I'm only adding ones that are over $20 because of the cost of the product and the margin. So that is how you can optimize pretty much in the campaign. And this might be handy if you don't want to go through the process of going through your search term reports and manually picking out, the different campaigns that aren't performing well. We're looking at the campaigns ahead of time. But the alternative is to actually look at your reports and create a report that just looks at search terms. Again, this is where you can go to create different reports. And it used to be you could create slightly longer views. But like I said before, you can only go back now 65 days. For the auto campaigns, which are sponsored products, you'd basically leave that alone. Search term, that's what we're looking for, particular auto campaigns. There's no target, so those are pretty much fine. Summary is what we're looking for. Daily would be too much data. And again, you just want to change this from last 30 days to what's visible here, which is just 65 days actually from today. You could either do this here and download everything and look at the past 65 days, or you can go into the account and figure out, which campaigns you want to target specifically. Either way you look at it, this is the manual way of doing things. If you don't have access to software or an agency like Trivium Group, these are the kinds of things that get done either on an automatic basis or on a regular basis using all different kinds of formulas and spreadsheets and bulk operations. But this is how you can manually just drill down into an auto campaign and quickly optimize it.